we are going to do our division preview of the Pacific Division, which consists of the LA Clippers, the LA Lakers, the Phoenix Suns, the Golden State Warriors, and the Sacramento Kings. The first team we're going to start off with, the Los Angeles Clippers. What do we expect from them this year?
Well, first we gotta see what's going on with Kawhi. I don't know when Kawhi is coming back, but with that team as it's constructed right now without Kawhi, I think they're gonna win a couple of games, but if they get off to a bad losing streak, I don't see them make they probably make the play in, but with Kawhi being hurt, that makes a big difference on a lot of things. I think James Harden, though, I mean, I've already said it before the season started, but I think James Harden's gonna go back to that Houston James Harden. Watch him hoop at the Rico Hines and seeing that he looked like he lost a little weight. I think James Harden is gonna go back to those Houston James Harden days and just put up numbers because he has to in order for him to win. But I don't expect the Clippers to. If they do make the playoffs, I expect them first round exit. I don't expect anything from the Clippers this year.
Honestly, could you argue that if you look at the Clippers roster, is it sneakily good? Sneaky good? If you look at it? I'm just saying,
I
if
mean,
you
they
look
got.
at the roster, is it sneaky good?
What Kevin Porter. They
You got
got
Kevin Porter,
James.
Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, Derrick Jones, James, Kawhi whenever he comes back, Chris Dunn, Nicholas Batum. I mean, is it not? I don't think it's worst team in the West though.
No, it's not the worst team in the West, but it's not championship contender either.
I know, I agree with that.
Depending on their matchup, they could make it to the second round, but I don't really see second round in their future. I mean, because Kawhi has to stay healthy, and James Harden has to hoop like old James Harden in order for them to even have a chance at winning these ball games. Um, I think the Clippers are gonna just be mediocre this year. I think they're gonna be competitive. They're gonna be mediocre. I honestly think they're gonna split that team up after they move into the arena. Probably like that first year, second year after that arena. They'll move into another arena.
They
They
moving
gonna break that
into
team
this
up.
year,
Yeah. So this year
so
and
next year,
next year.
so this off
So yeah.
season, so this
Mm,
coming up off season,
Nah, next off season.
so 2 years from now.
2 years from now, I can see them breaking that team up.
Well, okay, so with the Clippers, honestly, I expect the Clippers to just be mediocre and decent. I think they got a really good team. Kawhi Leonard he's just a big question mark. And I mean, I don't want to say I'm concerned, but you do got to think like, bruh, you haven't played basketball in probably like what 5 months? Because the playoffs started in April, and they in that first round, I think it may have lasted to May. So we got May, June, July, August, September, and October. That's basically 6 months, and your knee still hurts, and you had a procedure. So you have to think like that's kind of concerning. James Harden, I think James Harden is going to be there all year. Like James Harden actually is healthy. Like he doesn't get hurt. Really, he just don't do nothing in the playoffs. But that's neither here nor there. But I think he's still gonna play good. And I think they got an okay team, but I think they're not gonna go to the second round. I think they probably be a play-in team. They could potentially beat whoever in the play to get that 7-8 seed and then lose to Minnesota, Denver, Dallas, or even Memphis. But I think the team is average. And I mean, Steve Ballmer, I don't blame him. And I said it last year. You gotta bring people to the seats. I'm sorry. Yes, I feel like as an owner, yes, you know that your two stars get hurt every time. But when you look at the fans and then you look at your money, I still need these dudes. I still need them no matter what. I could definitely put on the big board that Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, the stars of LA, the stars of the Clippers. So you can still put that up there, and the fan gonna be like, okay, I like it. But I mean, he kind of had no choice but to give Kawhi that extension. He had no choice, or he was gonna be screwed.
I mean, the reason why I said I see them trading them and breaking them up in 2 years is because this year is your first year in the arena, so you're putting butts in them seats. Next year, you're doing the same thing, but by then, Kawhi and James Harden they're 2 years older, so your championship window is sinking drastically already. So you might as well just flip them and then get some first round picks or get some compensation back, and just rebuild. You already did your job and got probably recouped your money in those 2 years from the arena. So might as well let them go now and get compensation back and keep it moving.
James Harden signed a 2-year deal, and I think Kawhi Leonard signed 3 years. So yeah, so James Harden is signed for this year. Then he has a player option for next year for $36 million. Depending on how the season goes, he might opt into that, or if he plays amazing, because you think he's gonna go back to the Rockets, James Harden, and if that does happen, he's gonna opt out and command even more money. And if you're Steve Ballmer, what do? You let him walk,
How old
or
is
you
James?
give James Harden is, let me go back, 33.
33.
Wait a minute, did I pick the wrong person? No, this is Kawhi Leonard. Okay, no, Kawhi is 33. I think James Harden might be older than him. Let me go back. So Kawhi Leonard is 33, and James Harden is 35.
35.
He just turned 35.
So that means you'll be giving him by the end of his contract, he's what, 36, 37?
Yeah.
And then Kawhi be what? By the time the James deal end up, he'll be what,
Kawhi Leonard has 3
34?
years, so
He'll be 34,
he'll be
35.
35 at the end of that deal.
So at the end
And
of James' deal, he'll be 35, and James would be what, 30? What I say, 6 or 7?
be 30. Well,
6.
if he stays with that 2-year deal, he'll be 36. No, he'll be like 37. He'll be 37.
Yeah, bro. Say, are you going? I wouldn't pay a 37-year-old James Harden, bro. And if I do pay him, I'm gonna do a sign and trade so I can get something back for him, bro. I'm not. He's 37 years old. Kawhi is gonna be 35, and he's injury prone as it is. There's no point in keeping him on your roster, and then after the next 2 years, bro, you already got your money back, and you already got some type of money from him, put some butts in the seats. So now you get some young talent in there to keep the cycle going.
Does Kawhi
Ain't no
Leonard have
point in keeping
trade
him there.
value?
I think he would. I think Kawhi would still have trade value by 35. If Kawhi was on the trading block right now, you don't think teams would go for him?
Not for $49 million, and you stay hurt
Well, by that time, he had what, 1 year left on his deal?
for $50 million. But who wants to take it? Who wants to trade their basically potential future for a guy that's hurt in 1 year, and he only has 1 year left? Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't. Somebody gonna
That's
do it
what I'm
though.
saying. A
You think Steve
desperate
Ballmer gonna
team.
keep Kawhi? You think Steve Ballmer's
He
gonna keep
already
Kawhi
doing
and
it
James?
now. He just did it now, bro. It's only been really 1 year. He was healthy, and that was the pandemic year. So if you don't even count that, he's really been hurt every year. Like,
And
I
so you
mean,
still think he's gonna keep him by the time he's 35 and James is
I
37,
I said, what was it,
36?
like 2 weeks ago? I said they're not gonna trade him. Kawhi Leonard is gonna ask for the trade. He's the one that's gonna be like, "Hey man, it ain't working out here. I think it's best for both of us to leave." I don't think Steve Ballmer gonna go to him and be like, "Man, we getting rid of you, bro. It hasn't been right here with the Clippers." Yada. I don't think he's doing it. I think he'll do it, and he loves LA, and he getting paid the bag.
I mean,
Kawhi Leonard has a lot of power. Low key, he has a lot of power.
regardless, them two people, they're gonna be gone by in the next 2 years.
The
They're gonna be gone.
man told the Clippers, "Go get Paul George, or I won't sign." I don't know how much more power you got after doing that. He literally told them to do that. Like, he's getting paid 49 this year, 50-50, and he stay hurt. Who really wants to trade for that?
Like you said,
Unless you feel like you're literally one piece away If you think you are one piece away and want to take that chance, have at it. But
I know they won't do this, but nah, they probably don't got no cap space. Never mind.
Oh,
I was gonna say OKC.
they is not giving up that young talent for that dude, bro.
I mean, they got a lot of young pieces they can give up. Case and Wallace, they don't really need him. And and all them picks that they got still,
Or
like
basically get their
they can
picks
give up
back.
something. They can give up something.
Get their picks back.
Who are the Clippers?
Yeah, I mean they basically gave all their picks away for Paul George.
Or get some of them back. But I know OKC won't do that. But that's the only team I can think of off the top of my head right now. That can be desperate enough to we in the win now mode, and we need
What
another
Case and Wallace
superstar.
and Case and Wallace, another player, and a bunch of picks for Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, probably.
Man, if I'm the Clippers, first person you got started with is Jalen Williams. Then we can start talking.
I'm not giving you Jalen Williams.
I mean,
We
that's
might as
just
well end the
me.
phone call. We might as well end the phone
Yeah, that's what
call.
I'm saying, man. Because Case and
But that's
Wallace,
the
I
only
think he's a
team.
decent young player, but you gotta give me more than Case and Wallace.
That's the only team I can think of that has the actual pieces and probably the cap space, and that's desperate enough to trade for him. Because if whoever's trading for him, they have to be a championship team, or with him on there, they become a championship team. It has to be.
I don't think nobody. I don't think, bro. I know this is kind of different. The Warriors basically didn't even trade for Zach LaVine, and he doesn't really get hurt. But it was the contract. You think somebody gonna trade for Kawhi Leonard and he's hurt and getting paid $50 million?
Yeah, because Kawhi is nowhere near the player. I mean, Zach LaVine is nowhere near the player Kawhi is. I feel like execs will rather take their chances on Kawhi than Zach LaVine because we know and seeing what Kawhi has done, um, and we seen what Zach LaVine has done. So I think a team would take their chances over Kawhi than they would Zach LaVine.
You gonna trade for him in fantasy then?
Who?
Why?
Hell no.
All right then. That's what I'm saying, man.
Hell no.
Oh man.
Hell no.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, that is it for the Los Angeles Clippers. The next team is the Golden State Warriors. What do we expect from them this year?
I expect the Warriors to be mediocre, bro. I don't like remember one of them hot takes I told you the Warriors not even gonna make the playoffs. The Spurs will. Like, cause bro, that Golden State Warriors team is buns, and then that's the same. They run the same offense, bro. They didn't figure it out. The league has figured it out by now. Steve Kerr, you gotta change it up, dog. And then you really didn't add anything to help that team get better. So like, yeah, you got Buddy Hield now, and you got Melton now. Like those are nice pieces, but you have no size. The reason why Golden State won those championships because they had bigs. They had Bogut, they had Pachulia, they had Looney. Like they had like Looney's older now, but they don't really have that defensive presence no more. Like you're not like when you go into the Oracle, or not even in the Oracle no more, are they?
Chase Center.
Where they at now? They at the Chase Center. Yeah, you going to the Chase Center, bro? You're not worried about that. Like Jeff Teague on his podcast was talking about how in the third quarter if who was gonna win the game by the crowd. The Warriors are not that good no more, bro. Everybody's figured out the offense. Yeah, you still got Steph Curry, but outside of Steph Curry, you're not really scared of nobody on that team. Probably Kaminga, but even then, I'm not scared of anybody on that team. I think the Warriors are, if best, a play-in team.
At least when they did, even when they went with the death lineup, KD was 7 foot still. So you at least had somebody out there that was basically like 6'11" at most, 6'10" at the tallest. Like you said, Bogut, Pachulia, Looney, even JaVale McGee at times, and then you had Kevin Durant in the small lineup, which he's 7 foot. But honestly, I might go with what you just said. I think the Warriors probably won't make the playoffs. I think this team is not honestly just it's not a good team. I feel like it's just Steph. you're
Mm-hmm.
banking on your young guys to basically play good. Moses Mooney, I have no clue why he doesn't play. I think he's okay, but Steve Kerr for some reason don't want to play him. You're basically expecting Brandon Przisky to basically almost be maybe like a 17-point per game scorer. Kaminga, I think he's gonna play good. And after that, Wiggins, I don't want to say Wiggins done, but he might be done. I don't think he's
Like
like
in the league,
no, not in the
or
league.
like
I just think he just might be done. Like I think he done just being like a decent player in the league. I think he's done with that. Like I think he's just okay. Like when he was on that team that won a championship, Wiggins was like, "We counted on you." I don't think we can
mm-hmm.
count on him no more. I think that's it. And Draymond Green is older. I think he's still good defensively, but he's older now. So I mean, they haven't done nothing. I do feel like they dropped the ball not going after Zach LaVine. I think they should have did that trade, the reported trade. I think they should have did that. And I
What
think
was the trade again?
they offered the Bulls Chris Paul. No, the Bulls offered Zach LaVine for Chris Paul and Wiggins, and the Warriors said no. And I think it's because of that money. I think it's the money. I think they basically rather not. I think they rather have like we rather be where we are now, but not basically be in cap hell, knowing we ain't gonna be good. Like
Mm-hmm.
with Zach LaVine, I think Zach LaVine is better than all of them outside of Steph, but I think he can get you to, depending on your matchup. I think they could be competitive in the first round at least with Zach LaVine. But they said no. And I think they dropped the ball on that. And the Lauri Markkanen, if that was true that the Jazz wanted AirPods and the Warriors was like, no, we're not putting them in the trade.
I would
You'll
have
drop the
did
ball
that.
on that.
I would have did that. Like but even if they even if they would have gotten Zach LaVine or Lauri Markkanen, I feel like they still was missing one piece. They still was missing one piece. But yeah, the Warriors, they're not on nothing this year, bro. Like you said, that team is not good. It's not good at all.
It's basically like it's just Steph and that's it. And I think Steph is just there for the vibes.
Yeah.
I
And his career out there.
because I think the Warriors were trying to give the most money in them. Just like, nah, you good, brother. Like they wanted, I think it probably would have been like Kaminga, AirPods, and someone else for like Lori, and the Warriors was like, no.
Mm.
Let
If
me
I'm
see if I
having
can find it.
AirPods and Kaminga, I don't know if I'm doing that. But if I'm just doing one and probably like Wiggins or something, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
I don't think the Jazz probably didn't even want Wiggins. I think, and I know Draymond Green. He talked about on his podcast or something like that. I forgot what he said, but
Was there
let me
something
see.
about how he told the team like, hey, this wouldn't be the best business decision for the organization if you did this move?
It was something like that.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember the whole clip, but yeah, he was talking about if they would have traded for. He didn't say the player name. Or he may have alluded to it, but I can't remember. But he basically said, if you trade for them, you're gonna put yourself in cap hell if you do that.
But when you have Steph, what do? Do you stay? Do you try to be competitive at least?
I mean, Steph. How many years you say Steph got? About three or
Steph is
four.
36.
He got about 3 or 4
Steph
more years
really
left.
good years. He might have like I would say 2, 3 really good
Mm.
years left in him. And I think he might be in the league for maybe 4 more years, if anything. I think he'll be there to 40.
Yeah, so it's like a do you because they can low key get a top lottery pick if they don't make the playoffs this year and set themselves up for the future. Um, so it's like, do you trade all your draft compensation and you trade all these players and go above the luxury tax? Like they've been above the luxury tax like every year since they won a championship, right?
I would
I
think
think they
so
have.
because
I think they have.
that's why they traded Jordan Poole. Like because I think that situation and the money they didn't want to Because I know Wiggins had a big deal, Steph had a big deal, Draymond had a big deal. They signed full to that big deal. It's like,
Yeah, so it's like I mean, if I'm being honest, bro, you know me, I'd rather rebuild early rather than later. So I would low key probably like I'll see what happens this year and maybe next year. Me personally, I would flip stuff. I'm trying to rebuild my team for the future.
Steph has to cash in to if he wants to accept. If he wants to get traded, he'll go to
Oh
them
yeah, for
bad.
sure.
They're not just
Yeah,
gonna
for
trade
sure.
him just because. So they'd be like, okay, Steph, as long as you're here, we'll just be mediocre.
But he
And
wasted his career like that. You're wasting his career.
but I think
He could be somewhere trying to win a championship in these next 4 years.
he wants to win a championship, but I really think he just wants to stay with the Warriors. But he knows how great he is. And I mean, Steph's legacy is already stamped. It's already
Yeah.
stamped. He has
So
everything.
he low key don't gotta win another championship.
He don't. He doesn't have to win nothing else. So I mean, if he stays here for like the next 3 years, plays good, like puts up 20 some points per game. I mean, I think he'll be all right, but I do think he wants to win, but he wants to win with the Warriors, and the Warriors aren't doing nothing. They
No,
haven't.
and there's no point. Me personally, I feel like there's no point to do all those things and be in win now mode when well, I don't know how long they think Steph's gonna play, but if Steph's gone the next 3 to 4 years, you might as well just ride that coattail out. There's no point in trading for all these players and going back on the luxury tax when you don't have a definitive chance of winning. Because even if they do make those big moves and get Zach LaVine or Laurie Marketing, they still missing another piece. And so now you gotta go out and get somebody else, and now you're in the luxury checks for another 3 to 4 years when you could have rebuilt your team and revamped your team by then.
So now this is reported. It said the Warriors made the most aggressive offer centered around Moses Mooney, multiple first round picks, pick swaps, and second rounders. Team sources from both sides. The Golden State did not want to trade Brandon Brzezinski with the Athletic article stating that the team was protective of Brzezinski in the market conversation. Not surprisingly, the report added that the Jazz wanted AirPods in a potential deal. I'm not gonna lie,
I
Moses Mooney
mean,
and some picks ain't it. I'm sorry. I say no. I hang up real
but
quick on you.
but the fact that hold on, wait, how many years does Laurie Marketing have left on his deal?
Well,
Like,
he at that time he didn't sign a new deal, so at that time he only had 1 year left.
so the Warriors would have re-signed him there.
They probably would have resigned him.
Okay, but if all they asking for is AirPods and Moses Moody, bro, I would have did that. Like, don't get me wrong, AirPods is decent, but do you think he's gonna be your franchise player?
I think
Like,
the
he's a
Warriors
really
think
good,
so. I think the
he's
Warriors
a
think so.
he's a
I think
really
he's gonna
good
be
glue
good,
guy.
but
He's a really good glue guy, bro. He's like another Josh Hart, bro. He's a really good. He's probably better than Josh Hart offensively, but like he's a glue guy. He's the one that makes the team go. He's that heart of the team. He's like another Draymond type of guy. Like he's really good, but I wouldn't move the knee. He's not that good of a player where I wouldn't trade him for Laurie Marketing, bro. I would have did that. Y'all want AirPods? Here. Y'all can have him, Moses, Moody, and them picks and give me Laurie. But
so if they had Steph, Laurie, they still, according to this, Kaminga is still here. Draymond,
Clay would still be there too, wouldn't he?
Clay's gone. They trade.
By that time, by that time they was
Yeah,
talking
Clay
about getting Laurie.
gone. Yes, Clay gone. He been signed. Yeah, this been gone. So Clay not there.
So it'd
I
be
think
what
that team
Steph,
is still low
Laurie,
key same.
Wiggins.
I think it might be a little bit better, but I think they're the same.
So it would have been Laurie, Steph, Draymond,
Kaminga
Kaminga.
and whoever else, Wiggins, because I don't think they want Wiggins. So Wiggins,
So Steph, Wiggins, Laurie, Draymond, and
Kaminga.
Kaminga.
I don't
That's
think that
kind of
was enough.
nasty. That starting five is kind of nasty. I ain't gonna lie.
What's net
Not
like
not
good
like that.
nasty or bad
Not like good net, like bad. Like this kind of like
nasty?
like
Like, bro, I don't think that team is still like good enough. And I think that's why I'd rather keep my young player than trade for a guy and we still probably what? We might be a little bit better, but are we
And then you
competitive
still
good?
gotta resign them. And then you still gotta resign them.
And you gotta resign Kaminga too. It's
Man.
like, what are we doing?
But if they would have got Lord, they would have had to make another move. They would have had to. Because that wasn't it. That's not it at all.
All right, that is it for the Golden State Warriors. Our next team is the Sacramento Kings. What do we expect from the Sacramento Kings this year?
Low key, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sacramento Kings ended up as a top 4 team in the West. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if they was number 4. Because like I said, they have a decent little roster. I wouldn't say you were high on Keon Ellis, but Keon Ellis is decent. He's okay. He's an okay player. I like him. And then they bench still need a little work, but that starting 5 is nice. And then with Malik Monk coming off your bench, and then closing the lineups, they're gonna be real deadly in the playoffs. If everyone can stay healthy. Like I said, I expect them to be at least the top 16 for sure. But I can see top 4. I expect De'Aaron Fox to be how many points did he average last year?
I want to say
Like
26.
20. Yeah, I was gonna say like 25.
He averaged
I wouldn't be
26 last year.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was close to the 30 range, so around like 28 and 30. Because with
Even with
DeMar, we
DeRozan
forget,
there.
yeah, even with because DeRozan can play point.
Mm-hmm.
We forget DeRozan played point in San Antonio, and he played some point when with the Bulls. So, and then on top of that, like, don't get me wrong, DeMar DeRozan can score the ball, but I don't think he's as hungry to score the ball as he once was with the Raptors, he's matured, so I think he'll let De'Aaron Fox go crazy and be like, "Hey, when you need me, I'm here." And so, on top of that, him being there, De'Aaron Fox is going to get more open looks because they have another offensive threat there. Because you can't double off of DeMar DeRozan. You leave DeMar DeRozan open, he gonna punish y'all. So I wouldn't be surprised if De'Aaron Fox got to that 28 to 30 range. I expect Sengun though
I mean,
to take a step
Sabonis.
back.
Sabonis.
Sabonis, yeah, Sabonis. I think Sabonis would take a step back scoring wise, but everything else is gonna go up. So like rebound and assist. I think their offense is gonna be better. Their defense still needs some work. But like I said, I think they're gonna be a really good team, bro. I like they my dark horse for a reason.
Do you expect DeRozan to take more threes?
Yes. For some odd reason, yes. I really do. I think Mike Brown is gonna want him to shoot at least 2 to 3 a game, and I think he would do it.
But last year he attempted to.
Yeah, so it's probably about the same. 2, maybe 1 extra, but
Um, I think the Kings are a good team. Um, you have Aaron Fox, who I think is I don't want to say underrated, but I think he doesn't get the love as the top wing guards. Sabonis is one of the best big men in the league. I like the addition of DeMar DeRozan and Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray, he good. Keegan Murray is really good, man. And he's probably the best 3-point shooter on that team. I wasn't high on Keon Ellis. I just think Keon Ellis is just like a good defender. And we was talking about it like some months ago. I was like, who should we start? Kevin Huerter or Keon Ellis? Kevin Huerter is a better shooter, but Keon Ellis is just a better defender. And like, what do you at the Kings? What do you want
value
more?
more.
Do you want the shooting or do you want the defense? And I think they're gonna go obviously. And Kevin Huerter is hurt, but even if he was healthy, I think they will go with Keon Ellis because I think it's the defense. You're not asking him to go out there and give you like 12 points. I think he's cool with maybe 8 and 10 every once in a while. But the defense is pretty good. Their defense and their bench, I think, is honestly outside of Malik Monk. I really don't trust nobody.
Kevin Huerter
I
too.
know a lot of people like Trey Lyles, but I'm not high on Trey Lyles like that, if we're being honest. I'm really not
Kevin
that high
Huerter
on
too.
him. Kevin Huerter is
I
okay.
mean,
He's okay.
them your only 2. Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk.
And like I see Kings fans and they like Trey Lyles. I think I'm not high on him like that. I think he's okay, but outside of that, it's like they're not the bench isn't good. The defense, they still I don't know how it is gonna be with DeRozan, but I think the defense is probably still gonna be where it's at. I think it's gonna be probably below average, but I definitely think they're good enough to be a top 4 seed, definitely a top 16. And especially if they stay healthy, they could definitely get there. And did you see the news how they traded? They traded Jaden McDaniels to free up a roster spot because potentially they want to go after, they want to go get somebody else. And obviously, you see Zach LaVine and Brandon Ingram up there. They could potentially go after one of them.
Whoa. Hey, if they get Zach LaVine, De'Aaron Fox, Zach LaVine, DeMar Debo, Keegan Murray, and Sabonis, that's nasty. That's championship.
I was about to ask, the
That's
championship.
championship caliber. Yes, that's championship caliber. But even if they don't get them, low key the missing piece or the most important puzzle piece is Keegan Murray. If Keegan Murray shows up in the playoffs and plays well in the playoffs, then the Kings they can make a run. They can make a really long run if he shows up.
What about Brandon Ingram? What did they get him?
I don't think they should get Brandon Ingram because like him and Debo kind of play the same. They like post ups. They like the mid range. They really like ISO ball. So it's like having him and the DeMar DeRozan on the same team. Your offense is it's not gonna be as potent, or it's gonna be stagnant. I think Zach LaVine would be the better option because he could space the floor. I'm not saying Brandon Ingram can't shoot, but Zach LaVine game is more the perimeter. It's more three and drive than pulling up in the post and the mid range and stuff like that.
That's a lot of mouths to feed, though. You got
Yeah,
De'Aaron,
it is.
got
It
Zach,
is.
you got DeMar. I think Keegan's okay. He's gonna get his points regardless because he's their best shooter. Sabonis, he don't really have to like go out and have the ball in his hands to be effective. If you know, well, at least on the offensive side, outside of passing. But like De'Aaron, Zach, and DeMar,
To me, to
that's a
be
lot.
honest, I don't think that's gonna really matter because DeMar played on the Raptors when they had Kyle Lowry and who was the other good? Was it Marc Gasol? That was the other good. Who was the other
Nah,
good
Marcus
player?
All went on that team when he was
No,
on
that
there.
was later. That was later.
Are you
It
talking about when
was
they had like
Kyle.
Rudy Gay in them?
Yeah, well, it was three. It was a three-headed monster. G. It was
You had to be
Kyle
talking about
Lowry.
Rudy Gay. If
Yeah, so
not
it's like
Rudy Gay, but was this recent? Like
no. When
not
he was on the
recent, but
Raptors,
this kind of like maybe like a couple of years after he got traded.
no, when he was on the Raptors, bro.
A
Oh, what
three-headed
team was it?
monster. Well, yeah,
What
what
team
was
was
the other
he
dude? That was a
on?
three-headed monster.
Oh, I'm finna look. I'm finna look.
Because the only people, if you want to say Rudy Gay, Pascal at a young age,
Yeah, that was rookie Pascal. No, I'm not talking. Was it Valanciunas? Well, Valanciunas was no monster, but
that's what I'm
yeah,
thinking. He
Fred.
was decent though. He was decent.
Yeah, but I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong about the three-headed monster, but it was Kyle Lowry, it was DeMar DeRozan, and they had a bunch of other good players on that team. So DeMar knows how to play with a bunch of good players, so he can help them with that. And then on top of that, Zach LaVine, he played with DeMar, and he played with Lonzo, Vucevic, Kobe White, so he knows how to play with a bunch of good players as well. I don't think it's gonna, like you said, Sabonis don't really need to score. And then I feel like De'Aaron Fox, he'll be low key be the odd man out because I
Um,
think he'd go back. I think he would go back to playing like a traditional point guard role. He's still gonna get
the
his,
best player on this
but
team.
if they was to get Zach LaVine, I think he would fall back into more of a facilitator because you already got two other guys
Well,
that can go
Sabonis
off
is
for
the
30.
facilitator though. Sabonis the
You
one that's
already,
the facilitator though. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but you,
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of mouths to feed, bro. Unless, and I know it ain't gonna happen. You might have to put what Zach in the corner. That ain't gonna happen though. It's too many
no.
mouths to feed on that team, bro. Maybe they should go after none of
If,
them.
if 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 they go after somebody else, it's gonna have to be a bench player. Then it's
I
gonna have to be a bench player.
I could see them trading for like a decent bench player, like the trade deadline.
Yeah, because
Is
like you said, with Zach LaVine, that's a lot of mouths to feed.
is the Kings and the Grizzlies on the same level, or is one of them better
Right
than the
now,
other? Yeah, right now. I'll pick the Kings. I ain't gonna lie.
on paper wise, the Kings are the better team. but I think if they was to actually match up in real life, I think they're even. Um,
That'd be a
because
good
not
playoff.
saying yeah, this would be a great playoff series. Not saying Marcus Smart would shut DeMar DeRozan down, but you'll probably put Marcus on DeMar, and then you'll have what Bane on Fox, or would you put
Yeah,
Smart on Fox and
I was
Bane
thinking
on?
Smart on Fox, but
They'd be too small. Bane would be too small for the DeMar DeRozan, and he'd be stronger. Well, I don't know if he'd be stronger, but he definitely bigger. So I'd rather take my chance with Marcus Smart on him, and
on
then put
who?
Bane on
Oh,
DeMar
Desmond Bain
DeRozan.
on Fox.
Yeah, and then would put Ja on whoever's starting at the two.
That'd be Keon
Um,
Ellis. Well, that's
yeah,
good because he don't got to run around, saves energy.
yeah,
And then if they try to switch, De'Aaron Fox could go after Jado on the defensive end. He could go after him.
and then you got
Oh, one of
Jaren
them.
Jackson, Keegan Murray, and then you got Edie with
Sabonis.
what's the bonus?
That'd be a good
So
playoff series. I'm not gonna count.
yeah, it
That would
would.
definitely.
That'd be a really good playoff series. And you think that low key that might be the first round. I wouldn't be shocked if
That could be
either
four or
the
five matchup.
Grizzlies.
That could be four or
Yeah,
five
that's what I'm
matchup.
saying. That's what I was gonna say. 4-5.
No, that'd be. I mess with that series, man. If
Yeah,
I
that'd be a
choose
great
right
series.
now, I pick the Kings. If it was right now,
I'll
I
pick
pick
the
the Kings.
Grizzlies.
I pick the
I'll pick
Kings.
the Grizzlies because they got more experience.
All right, that is it for the Sacramento Kings. The next team is the Phoenix Suns. Speaking of the Phoenix Suns, a report came out that Kevin Durant likely waiting until 2025 to sign a $124 million contract extension for 2 years. But besides that, what do we expect from the Suns this year? That's
Well,
62 million.
I know you had them as one of your dark horse teams.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the Suns, I think they're gonna be better than last year. But I don't know if they can make it to the conference finals. Depending on matchup, they can make it out the first round. But I see them as a second round exit, unless Bradley Beal can give me more. Bradley Beal is their missing puzzle piece. If all three is on, they're gonna be deadly to stop, bro. Because we seen what was that Nuggets series when KD and Book went off.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
couldn't do nothing with neither one of them, bro. So if all three is going, and now you got Tyrus Jones, so neither one of them has to worry about bringing up the ball. They don't have to worry about facilitating. They just got Tyrus Jones for that. So now that they can just worry about scoring, they're gonna be deadly. But I still see them as a second round exit. Um, you know,
Uh, I had Suns as a dark horse team. I think it's really because like they are probably one of the most talented teams on paper. But I
mm-hmm.
do agree with matchups because I mean last year I picked the Suns to beat the Timberwolves, but I didn't think the Timberwolves was just gonna basically bully them. Like they bullied them and they
Mm-hmm.
swept them. They had no chance. And I do think Bradley Beal is the key. If Bradley Beal, let's in the playoffs, can at least give me say close to 18, maybe even 20 points. I think they got a chance. But I do like this team. I think they are better. I like Brian Dunn. He's been really good. And I saw that. I know you watch college more than me. He really didn't even attempt a lot of 3-pointers, but now in the preseason, he's attempting a lot of threes.
I mean, because that's what the game is at, bro. If you can't shoot the three, if you can't defend and you can't shoot the three, you are not getting no tick on the court. So he trying to evolve.
I mean, he got no choice. Like
Yeah.
he got no choice, but I think he's playing good. I think Nurkic is still gonna have a good year, but I definitely like the Tyler Jones signing. I think the Suns. I think they came out last year. They get this super team or big three, whatever somebody wants to call them, and you can definitely say they failed last year because they did. They didn't.
I'm
They got swept.
I'm not gonna lie, Nurkic ain't it though. Like
I
as
think
I
he's
don't
okay.
think Yeah, he's okay, but like I feel like he's a liability on both sides. Like some games he plays very well, and then other games it's like he just disappears. And then I see him make a lot of low IQ plays, bro. So it's like now that you're in the West and you going up against Jokic and all these other teams, you can't make no mistakes. You can't make no mistakes in the playoffs. Because if you make a mistake, the other team is gonna capitalize on it, and that might be your the reason why you lost. Just because you had one more turnover. You know what I mean? You gave up one more lob than you were supposed to, or you didn't even rotate on the, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then Nurkic is just I don't think he's that good defensively.
Could we see Bol get some significant minutes?
Honestly, no. If they ain't played that man, if they ain't played him by now, bro, I don't think they is.
But it's new coach though.
That's true.
It's new coach.
That's true.
Maybe they might try to run like those super small lineups.
And put
I'm
him
looking
at the
at
five
maybe a four.
and the four.
He's too skinny to play five. Jokic is that's barbecue chicken. I'm looking at Ryan Dunn. So in his last year in college, he attempted 1 3 shot like I think it was 20%. In these 4 preseason games, I see 5, 6, 5, and then 11 this past game. He attempted
What
a
was the
lot of threes.
percentages?
Well, I can't see the percentage. What you talk about in college or these
Nah,
preseason?
these preseason games. What was his percentages?
Let me. Well, on ESPN, the stats I can see the stats, but I can't see
The
his
percentages.
his specific percentages. I mean, I do think the Suns are just. I think they're better than I think they because I like Royce O'Neal. I think he's good. Grayson Allen. I feel like Grayson Allen should start, but they're not going to do it. And okay, do you think Bradley Beal should come off the bench?
That's a great question. Um,
Me personally,
my head
he
is telling me
should.
yes. Yes, my head is telling me yes, only because it would free up his game more. By that I mean he'll be able to do more. So like in Washington, he had the ball in his hands a lot. So he got to score whenever he wanted, he got to pass wherever he wanted. That's when we saw the ultimate Bradley Beal. And with him coming off the bench, it's like it's that same role in the essence. You get to have the ball in your hands damn near every possession and do what you want. Uh, but I don't think they will though.
They're not doing
In
that.
my head, yes, he should because that'll open up, like I said, it'll open up his game, and then low key it'll open up the whole team's game because now Bradley Beal's on the bench. Tyrus Jones doesn't have to worry about, hey, I gotta get Grayson. I mean, I gotta get Bradley Beal some touch. Now you got Grayson Allen in the starting lineup, and now everything can run more smoothly because I think Grayson Allen is a better catch and shooter than Bradley Beal. So
And he's a better defender.
yeah, so it's like,
Or Royce O'Neal. I think it will change.
yeah,
I think it could change everything, but they're not going to do it because he gets paid so much money. If he was getting
yeah,
paid probably like 20 million, I think they'd put him on the bench. But it's like we gotta pay. It's like the Browns. Deshaun Watson should be on the bench, but since we paying him all this money, we really can't sit him. And it's the same with Bradley Beal.
mhm,
Bradley Beal is still a good player, but since you're getting paid all this money, we really can't put a person that's basically getting like 50 million a year on the bench. We can't
on the
do it.
bench, yeah,
Yeah, we can't do that. It don't look right.
nah, at all.
But I definitely think putting like another 3-and-D defender out there would change everything. And I think it might be better for the team, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Man, my mic, I just messed my mic up. But that is it for the Phoenix Suns. The last team, we know who it is. The Los Angeles Lakers. What do we expect from the Lakers this year? I'm about to be delusional, but let's go.
uh, I expect that. Well, first and foremost, we need the Lakers to be healthy. Even though I got the Mavericks, I low key should have set the Lakers as my dark horse team too, because
I
I
was thinking
believe
the
in the
Lakers,
Lakers.
but
Yeah, I believe in the Lakers, bro. With Bron and AD, I feel like you got a shot at the title every single year. We just need them to be healthy. But I'm expecting Bron and AD to do what Bron and AD do. I'm expecting Cole Connect. I'm expecting him to get some decent minutes.
Dalton
I think
Connect.
he's a Dalton Connect. I think he's gonna get some decent minutes this season and play well. Um, I think they can be a top 60. It's so many good teams in the West. Somebody that's good gonna be in the play in. Somebody is, but
Man, somebody's somebody good that don't even make the playoffs.
yeah. So it's like, but I can see them as a top 16 in the league. I need Anthony Davis to take over though. I need Anthony Davis to finally take the Rams for LeBron and make this his team. Ain't no way LeBron is 40 years old and he's still your number one option. He's still the best player on the team. LeBron doesn't he wants Anthony Davis to take the torch, but Anthony Davis don't even want to take it. So, but we need AD. We need AD to be a monster this season. We need AD to take that baton and keep it moving. But yeah, I expect the Lakers to make the playoffs at least.
Is it crazy for me to say I do think Anthony Davis was the best player on that team last year? Is that
Anthony
crazy?
Davis had a really good year. No, he had a really good year last year. He had a really great
You
year
can argue
last year
he was probably better than Braun last year. You can argue it.
because he was healthy.
Yes. LeBron averaged 25, 7, and 8, which is that's fucking crazy.
As a
And
fucking
Anthony
40-year-old.
Davis, he averaged Anthony Davis averaged 24, 12, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. And
Yeah.
you can make the argument. You can make it. He probably was the best player on the Lakers last year. But I expect the Lakers to probably be a top 6 team. Do I expect them to win a championship? They have a decent percentage to win it. Will they? I don't know. But all I know is the team really didn't get better. They didn't sign nobody. LeBron offered to take a pay cut. Y'all still ain't getting nobody. I mean, if they're bringing back the same team from last year, we're being honest. D'Lo so far has looked good, but we all know D'Lo is the scapegoat. The minute he plays bad, gone. They want you gone, brother. You're
I
the
remember I
scapegoat.
told you during the media day. It seemed like it was the inevitable finna happen.
I mean, I feel like he does know. Like he
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of them know, like, they ain't gonna say it, but we play bad, we gonna be the ones that get blamed and we the ones that's gonna be on the
Mm-hmm.
trade market. I mean, that just happens. It happens when you play with LeBron. But as long as LeBron and Anthony Davis are there, they're still a good team. Tyler Contender don't know. Rui has been decent so far. Austin Reeves, I think he has an ankle injury, but Austin Reeves so far since he's been with the Lakers has been good. D'Lo is good. That bench though, it's kind of nasty. I'm sorry.
Gabe Vincent, Dalton Connect, Max Lewis, Max Christie.
Max Christie ain't been
Who else?
playing bad though.
Who else
And I
they
think
got?
JJ Redick actually gonna give him some tick because Darvin Ham won't play him.
What bigs do they got on their bench?
They don't even got nothing. Well, Jackson Hayes
Jackson Hayes.
and Christian Woods whenever he comes back.
Yeah, that bench ain't it.
Bro, it's the same team from last year. It's the same team. And Vanderbilt whenever he comes back. I mean, and maybe this year it might be the Nuggets. This might be the year. The Nuggets got a little bit weaker. This might be the year.
Mm.
But I just need whatever how AD was playing in the playoffs. I need him to play like that all year.
Yeah, if he play like that all year, they a different team.
And maybe Bronny might do something. And the announcer said they echo the same thing you said, brother. Just gotta get that confidence, man. You know, Bronny said it himself. I get my confidence. He said you just gotta get confident. And you said the exact same thing last week. Like it's preseason. So far, Bronny just ain't been good in preseason, but that doesn't matter. I just need to see what you do, whatever the games you play in the regular season in the G League.
And
That'll tell me everything.
me personally, I don't get why he's not. I wouldn't say confident, but like bro, you shouldn't be. First off, your father has a lot of power in this organization. And then on top of that, it's preseason, bro. And everybody wants to see you on top of that. So if he was in summer league shot chucking, I don't think no one would have had a problem. Even if he was in preseason shot chucking, I don't think nobody would have had a problem, bro. It's like, bro, you have to understand the position you in and what you have and work with that. Like he wouldn't have gotten benched. He wouldn't have gotten fine. None of that. If he would have started, if he was aggressive and was taking a lot of shots, bro. I think Dalton could connect took over 10 shots every preseason. I mean not preseason, every summer league game. And Bronny didn't even he probably only I don't even think he attempted 10 shots in the game in summer league. And it's like that's summer league. So, but Bronny has the package. He just gotta shoot the ball,
I
bro.
think he hears all the noise, and I think I'm not gonna say scared, but I think he's nervous, bruh. He knows that everybody's gonna compare him to LeBron, even though he's nowhere near that. They're gonna say, that's my dad is LeBron James. I need to at least be good. And then when he plays bad, people gonna say, yo, why did you get drafted? Even though he was the 55th pick, like that really matters. I mean, he was gonna go to the Lakers regardless. Even if he wasn't drafted, he's still gonna sign with the Lakers. So that doesn't matter. But people gonna talk about you. People gonna say negative things about you. And I think that's getting to him. I truly do.
One thing that he did state though, he wants to make a name for himself outside of his father. And in order to do that, like you have to you have to be aggressive because he plays the game just like his father. If you want to be different from your father, your game has to be different from your father's. And your game is exactly the same as your father. So if you want to be different and you want to get out of his shadow and be talking, because regardless, they're going to compare you. Even if he was amazing, regardless, they're going to compare you to LeBron. So they've been comparing you to your father since you were a shorty in middle school. So like that's out the window. You shouldn't even be worried about that no more. But if you want to be different from him, you gotta be aggressive. He's offensively gifted, but he's not an offensive player. He's a pass first type of guy. Bronny, you need to be that aggressive guy, that killer, that taking. I miss one. I take 30 shots. I don't care if I only hit 3. I'm still gonna keep shooting. Like that's how you need to be. But hopefully he gets that confidence in the G League.
Oh man. The Lakers are in the spotlight once again. They have a lot of things to do, and I feel like they're gonna make some trades at the trade deadline. I think D'Lo will be gone. Rui might be gone. Honestly, I think everybody on that table besides LeBron, AD, and Austin Reeves and Bronny, low key. But I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna try and do something. I saw that all their picks are available for trade.
All their picks.
Yeah, their future picks are available for trade. And it's like, what? Like, I mean, they trying to, the Lakers always trying to win now. They're not trying to rebuild because they already bad at developing talent anyway. Like, they're just
Yeah,
bad at that.
terrible. I think JJ would do a good job at develop. If he stays the coach, I think JJ would do a good job at developing. Because he's so attention. He pays so much attention to the details. I think he would do a really good job in development.
I hope so. Because if JJ don't do good, he ain't gonna get fired this year. But that next year might be it, brother. I don't want JJ to get fired. He was on ESPN, was a lead analyst. Then you get fired. Yeah, I'm okay. But that is it for the Los Angeles Lakers and our preview for the Pacific Division. And